Well, today's panel discussion is innovation in the startup ecosystem. Now, all of you know what's an innovation, basically. Anything can be innovation. It could be a product, it could be a process, right? Could be anything where you think differently, make something that is more, it could be totally new, or you could be only making a change to make it better, etc. And this has been happening, but there has been no, you know, focus in in innovation, because all of us, I'm sure, must have innovated something to make things better in our time, and could have built on it, but there was no ecosystem or thing to help us or push us towards the direction. But today, with the great demographic that we have and such bright people, I don't mean that we old people were not bright, but brighter people. Okay, it is important that we harness this spirit of innovation, right, and give the direction. Uh, I can give you a small journey. I myself started after I left the Navy, and my last job, that is around 60, at the age of 67. I also started a small startup. I mean, but for sure it would fail, and it failed. Not because we couldn't finish the product. The product was made, product was tested out by big companies. Um, but then there was one thing I didn't cover. I didn't cover my back. So those guys who are working for me, they all obviously, I get a pension, they don't. So they get a salary or whatever it is, whatever the compensation or whatever you call it. And I had only one promoter, right, who was supposed to be giving the money. First year was okay. Second year, you know, a promoter always looks for return on investment. So his investment, return on investment is not coming. He says, I can put in FD and get more money than I'm getting from you chaps, etc. But then to develop something, to, innovate and put something, and especially in the area of cybersecurity, it was a very good platform. Uh, I, in fact, even from the uh, department of that innovation thing, no, which is in, I don't recollect now, DBT. I went and met the secretary. They were very clear. They gave me forms to fill up, etc. And of course, I gave it to the company to do it, because I'm only getting the people together. So-called mentor. I stopped calling myself mentor after I failed, because a mentor is supposed to take the system through. Um, but yes, I learned a lot, and I had to allow the people to go, because I was not going to ask them to continue on hope, you know. So it had to close down. But there was a product completed in 18 months flat. It had trials. We carried out on a platform. We put it. We had um, Tata uh, Tata Infotech to come and carry out the complete trials. They were very happy, and they were very ready to join us. But then I suddenly lost all the people, because they also learned on the product. They learned on the domain that was given to them. Now they had a product. They had a guy who's thinks so. They started on their own. That's how it figured out. But I won't blame them, because obviously, what keeps anybody is he has to look. He's a young man. He's looking at things. So there was a failure in the system. Now, to avoid such things, though of course it's the present what you call innovation thing, that are Atal mission, etc. They say if you fail, it's a trial. We'll again give you an opportunity. But the Atal mission didn't exist. I was slightly ahead of time at that time, nor was I registered anywhere. Now the system is done. The total system is different. There's a lot of help for uh, people who want to innovate, to get into the startup thing. There's an ecosystem that has been created. All of you know about it. I don't have to repeat it. You have, the Atal Innovation Mission, and I think it's important for you people to just go and have a look at the Atal Mission. It's quite good. I wish it was there. Unfortunately, it came in 2015 or 16, and my 2013 I started. In 2014 or maybe early 15 I had to end up thing. Yes, I lost some money, but not much of mine, more of the promoters, less of mine. So I got away, thing. But yes, there was a big lesson. That is, before you want to mentor somebody, please tell him what are the failures that are possible if you don't look out. The country also, in the last 8 9 years, has come up with a lot of things for which we can call up the ecosystem that has been set up. You have you've been hearing of Make in India. You've been hearing of so many hackathons happening. You've been happening the IDEX, where you can give your ideas, etc. So there are a lot happening. So today there is this what do you call, environment for those who have ideas, to put their ideas across or align their ideas to what people require, because sometimes like IDX, etc., they give you a, okay, anybody who can do XYZ, come up. So maybe you can do that, use your thing there. And yes, Startup India is another one. uh, Skill India, and that's why we are trying to get into that line, in this, to Skill India for, with respect to the underwater domain, and Stand Up India and various things like that. So as I mentioned, you can have ideas. I mean, you will have ideas. Uh, you'll have inventions. I will call it an invention. Invention is wrong, but then you'll have an idea or an innovation in mind, and you probably will have researchers, right? Who, because some of them will have to be researched, will have the researchers. Uh, you may also have, startups at various stages. Even they require an ecosystem to exist, even if you have managed to cross the first line, and somebody to put the money, right? And there's the first time, so they become entrepreneurs, right? You're doing something on your own. And the entrepreneurship in the country has really improved. Wherever I go, everyone is saying he's working, I think he's got 10 fellows and he's doing something, which is good. And as all of you know, today, I think number of startups and number of unicorns that India has, I think we are number 2 in the world. I don't know. Is it number 1, number 2? Okay, you don't know. I think we are the second largest number of startups, and I think second largest unicorns also. So that's quite good. It's not small, yeah? And it doesn't matter what number you have. The very idea that you have a unicorn, a chap who can make $1 million, million, right? Million, who somebody wants to invest 1 million uh, in your thing, 1 million or more, a unicorn, 1 million. Okay, so that means it's dollars. We're not talking rupees. Is good, right? So we call them. They can be called like angel investors. Some could be angel investors, right? That means they're just giving for the, like the angels, no, love of thing, and wait for the thing to come. And you require startup mentors, because the process of going from an idea to innovation to startup, it has to follow some logical sequence to be able to reach yeah, the final aim, right? You can't be an inventor all your life if it doesn't become a product, doesn't go into the market. There's so much of legal issues which will come in, right? uh, 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 I think the next speaker, uh, who will be talking on IP. uh, Hello, sorry you're behind me, but then I'll get to you when you're speaking. So he'll tell you all about the IP, thing, because I understand he's an IP counsel, so he will tell you. Even I'll learn a little more on that. Advisors, lots of them. I'm one of them. So advisors are always there, but please have mentors. Advisors are many, right? And you must have that mind for entrepreneurship. Anybody cannot become an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is one who's ready for a failure, right? And doesn't sit on it after that. And with all these things come in today, it is possible, right? And I also know, this is my personal knowledge, a lot of NRIs are investing into this kind of startup ecosystem, because I have my own, uh, you know, uh, I won't say friends, but acquaintances who are heavily investing in this and looking at it. Now, you require some organization also, right? Like, for example, you have the Bao uh, Institute here. It's fantastic. They do incubation. They do, what do you call that? They have accelerators, startup accelerators, incubators. All of them they have, and they have also investors who, they put you face to face for to get into that line, and probably some IP advisors. So there is an ecosystem, Bao Institute, which has been created. It is in the College of Engineering, Pune, but I think it's a independent private. It's a non-government kind of a thing which was set up. Uh, we never heard of something called crowdfunding. Now, crowdfunding also can take place. A lot of people do crowdfunding, uh, and as far as for disseminating your information, everybody has blogs, everybody has media, so all these things get help. So what I'm trying to tell you is basically there is today a culture for entrepreneurship. There is a platform for innovation, right? And there is a what do you call organization to help you. That is an ecosystem that has been created. So this is the ideal time, and I'm glad. Uh, and one as I mentioned to you, that to do all this, right, in all thing, you might have an idea, but you require somebody to work with your idea. So you have to have people with the skills, right? So you have to start getting the skills also. Like this man talks about UDA. Everyone thinks UDA means UDA. Nahi, UDA nahi hai. It is underwater domain awareness. So you have to make them understand that what is underwater domain awareness. Everyone knows awareness. Everyone knows underwater. What is domain? Domain is everything there, right? So what happens there? How much is technology? How much is process? How much is, you know, mm, data collection, right? What are the skills required? Can we skill them up, right? And create a ecosystem for them to innovate and think. That is the aim of UDA. So I suppose will come now, and especially for the underwater, considering the sagar vision. You got a what do you call hand on top. Under the sagar vision, you can get into Atal mission, and then do a skill India, and we hope we can use that. I purposely brought you back to UDA because this is a UDA platform. So some of us shouldn't be wondering what am I going to do here. There is a lot of work there which can be done. Now I leave it to the experts because I'm one of those generalist fellows, speak more from experience rather than from thing. So I leave it to my colleagues here in the thing to continue.